Bourbon Barkeep. My name's Curtis. If you're new here, you've joined on a House Call Wednesday. House Call Wednesday, near and dear to my heart. Just blind battles. We strip away labels. I just got 75 and 12. Who knows what that means? We'll find out sooner or later. I'm going to get these guys poured, and let's get it going. They're poured up in the lovely Glencairns that are available on our Patreon. Got a link below. Depending on the bottles, we got a couple other links below if you do so choose to take a gander at what's available on those sites. I poured these. I can already smell them, so I'm already pretty excited. The mouth is watering. Let's dive into Glass A and get this underway. Yeah, baby. It's like a butterscotch, apple. It's like a flat Sprite. Is that a thing? There's like this nice lemon lime, but not in a fresh way, in a syrupy, non-carbonated way. Maybe a little strawberry in there, a lot of vanilla. I'm surprised that I didn't get to that sooner. Maybe the flat Sprite I was kind of excited about. Maybe I felt a little too clever, but there's a thick vanilla, like a custardy, viscous vanilla, like a creme brulee going on that I'm pretty excited about. As I spend a little time with it, the oak started to come out, but man, it is just lined with just vanilla custard, and I am excited. Let's get this on the palate. It's smooth, lingers on the tongue, good bit. Love a good lingerer. Not too clingy, just a lingerer. Proof seems to be on the lower side. It's like a nice slow drip into the esophagus, but not overly warming. I think the viscosity in the mouth is definitely the showstopper. That flat Sprite continues, maybe even like a ginger ale. It's just like, when you would go to Taco Bell and just hit all of them. And then this one, skip the Dr. Pepper, which is fine. You just hit that Canada Dry and Starry, or whatever the hell it's called now. And they forgot to put the carbonation in. That creme brulee, that thick vanilla pudding continues. A little more clove and baking spice on the tongue than what was on the nose. I love every tasty note that's coming out of my mouth so far. So I'm going to dive back in and do a sip 2 and see what else comes out. Sip 2, yeah, just a roller coaster of tasty notes. And I don't know if I'm just feeling it tonight or if it's that fun to smell and taste. I try to go back in, get a little whiff before the sip. Juicy fruit gum. Love that. Usually I'll go in, get a little bubblicious, little grape hubba bubba, if you will. And this one, it's going juicy fruit on me on the nose. Doesn't translate to the palate, but juicy fruit doesn't translate to your palate either. So that's fine. A little more fruit came out on the palate this time. I felt like there was a little more like a nice sweet red apple, a little bit of orange in there. But you're really diving behind this like really nice sweet oak, vanilla pudding, baking spice, and clove goodness. Oh boy. That's a good one. I want to sit here and revisit Glass A again and again and again. But I cannot, because there's a Glass B, and Glass B's like, oh shit, I gotta step up. I have faith in it. I have faith in you. We'll see what happens on the nose, Glass B. A lot more mint, a lot more like a spearmint, maybe peppermint, just mint. Just there's some type of mint at the end of the word, the gum, that is here. This one, good oak presence too. This one goes a little more caramel, but like a rich caramel. Like you made it at home caramel, not Hershey's in the thing. Nice rich caramel, great vanilla, something else in there. It's not bad. It's just unique. Hang on. I don't know. That one's going to bug me. It's like an orange cleaner. But you're not upset at it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it goes on the palate. That's nice. That oiliness is better than Glass A. Maybe it's proof. Yeah, it's got to be proof. I feel definitely more in the chest. Excited for it. Lingers. That's really good. Let's see. A little more citrus, a little more orange peel, vanilla, clove. This one's coming across like a rye. That rye spice is there. That clove really comes out at the end there as it kind of sits on the tongue. That's at least a high rye. There's rye involved in Glass B, and I'm kind of here for it. Sip 2. Once again, sip 1 can be a liar. I feel like a lot more comes out on sip 2. So depending on if you really like the pour, if the pour is too hot, or if the pour is not for you, try and give it a sip 2 and see what happens. Let's do it. Sip 2 actually had a little more tingle to it, if you will. A little more cinnamon going on the tongue, which is kind of nice. Kind of hangs there a bit more, but usually the cinnamon kind of tames down. This one stepped itself up a little bit, which is fun, if you will. Heavy oak. Love the oak. The sweetness I would go into more of a toffee, more of like maybe a salted caramel is starting to kind of come out here. The complexity isn't as good as Glass A, but this Glass B, the oiliness is great. There's like this nice kind of flat cherry cola. Maybe it's the battle of the fountain sodas. That's flat cherry cola. That's nice on the tongue. A little more clove. And I feel like actually the oak kind of changes in almost like the cedar, if you will. So if you think like inside like a quality humidor, cigar humidor, you open that thing up, hopefully there's cedar in there. And if there's not, well, that's a different story. We can address that on the channel on a different episode. But nice cedar kind of coming out. But really enjoying. This is going to be a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be. Glass A, delightful, bright, lingerer. Glass B, maybe like a teenager that's just kind of brooding. But you know what? You love them anyways. And they wake up with new grace and new mercy every morning. And then that grace and mercy fades by brunch. So we're going to revisit, get into some scoring, see what happens. The revisit was an absolute splendor. You know, that teenager was in a good mood. You're like, wow, you are a normal human. That's nice. Glass A, I feel like I rattled off a lot of tasting notes. I feel like they're there. So taste along, smell along. If you have this bottle, I don't know what it is yet, but hope it's findable. Have a feeling it's not, but we can always pray. Glass B. I wouldn't say much new came out. I feel like there was actually this really nice orange that started to really present itself. Orange peel and kind of like a candied orange, you know, when you kind of like light the orange on fire, maybe something like that. But nice orange throughout. It didn't change in a bad way. Those tasty notes were still there, and I think it's delicious. The oiliness is better on Glass B. The hug, the finish is better on Glass B. So we got our senses. I'll flash those up here. Helps me categorize kind of what the experience was, and boy was Glass A an experience. I love it. Even without the long hug, I was still okay with it. You know, it's like your dad just kind of hip checking you on the way, but for some reason, you know, it's out of love. You're like, wow, I have approval finally. Glass A, this one's good. This one's great. This one is very fantastic. I'm gonna go 90. I think the tasting notes I'm all here for. I'm heavily acquainted with. Sprite. Usually it's carbonated. I'm heavily acquainted with juicy fruit, even though that's usually a passing encounter of about 4 beautiful seconds. But boy, those 4 seconds are fantastic. It coats the tongue fantastically. It does everything you want it to do, and it checks a lot of boxes in terms of the experience. It's something that I feel like you can sit with for a very long time, and new things come out, as you saw. Glass B, you're great. I just wanted you to soak that in, Glass B. You're not Glass A, but guess what? We're all unique. We're like snowflakes and fingerprints. So guess what? Glass B, you're like an 83. It could actually be higher, but when you like Glass A, it's like, well, are you an 85? I don't know now. So we're gonna go 83. Just feel good about it, and you're great. And you can sleep great at night. Now, the fun thing on this channel is I get to kind of do 2 reveals if you are new here. If you're not, then this is the part where you skip about 30 seconds. We do a little bang for the buck here. I know, it's fun. So now I'm gonna reveal the prices to myself without revealing the bottles, and then we score bang for the buck. What did I get for my money? Did I get it? Would I pay above it? Would I not? Again, ever. Let's do that reveal real quick, and then we'll score those, throw it through the algorithm, and see, can Glass B make up some ground? Battle 24, according to Google Forms, we got Glass A at $200 and Glass B at $70. All right, well, here we are. We got ourselves a showdown, don't we, folks? Is there a bottle of whiskey that justifies $200? Probably not. Some of you out there are like, I'm not spending over $50. And I'm like, good for you. That's a fun way to live life as well. And you're not wrong. So don't get defensive. If I spent $200 on a glass of whiskey, well, hopefully a bottle, made of glass, I hope it tastes like that. So I'm not upset. There's would like a little more juice in there, but overall, not mad at it. $200, I'll just go 52. I guess I got my money's worth. Feels weird to say 200, but I mean, it's fantastic, as you saw. Glass B, on the other hand, 70. Is that what we said? 70? Yeah, $70. That oiliness is fantastic. This could have done better in the senses if it wasn't against something that scored with Nectar of the Gods. So I feel like that should count for something. Would I pay 100? I don't think so. Maybe 85. You know, that's a nice little jump. A little $15 in there. Maybe 90. Maybe 15. Yeah. Bang for the buck. Fully got my money. Would pay above it. We'll go 72. 72. Feel good about it. I'm going to plug this into the scoring. Then we'll flash up some totals. See what happened. Punch it into the Bourbon Barkeep algorithm. Glass B, roaring back. 78.6 to 74.8. Show those numbers. Let's do it. Way to go, Glass B. Had it in you. Is it because the other one was way overpriced? Yeah. But that's why this channel matters to some people, because not everybody's out there just 200. No. Some of these bottles can stand up to apparently $200. Was Glass A a little better, a little softer, a little more complex? Yeah. Guess what? This one, right there. Right there. Was it worse? Yes. Was it 130-ish after tax worse? No, absolutely not. Now, I get to reveal the bottles. Let's do this. Google Forms, Battle, 24. Who was $200? Ooh, Michter's 10-year rye. Boy, do I love that pour. 92.8 proof. The softness and the complexity, it's a plus. Would it be better at 100? I don't know. Knob Creek 10-year rye, speaking of 100 proof, that's such good value. A 10-year rye, under $100. I mean, really, that bang for the buck could be higher. Knob Creek, they know how to price themselves, or they don't, and they're missing out on profits, but good for Knob Creek. Proud of them. Well, wrapping up, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. When I say see, I guess I mean the channel. I mean, you can do that, but the channel, the whiskey, the ideas, they keep rolling out every Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in, and we shall see what next week has.